Hello friends, I'm in Seattle. I'm going out to enjoy the nature, and I'll share with you a couple of stories on life and leadership. And I'm a survivor of brain stroke in the year 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology. And I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel because I create stories and share my stories to impact humankind. So when you share my stories, it will reach out to more people, and I feel very happy that I'm impacting the world. This is the home where my younger son Ramakrishna Sai lives, and you can see the aircrafts flying, and the weather is very challenging right now. And you can see the houses nearby. Most of them are independent houses, and it's in front of the road, main road. So let me move forward. You can see the Boeing aircraft. Not Boeing, that is Alaska, I believe. Oh. Okay, friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Professor M.S.Rao. I have authored 53 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate, His Holiness Dalai Lama, has written a foreword. I have 43 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching and training. I am a late bloomer, dyslexic, ADHD, OCD, and adding to that, the brain stroke worsened my health in the year 2021. I don't get any pension, I don't have any regular income, I don't have two-wheeler, I don't have four-wheeler, and I am 61 years old, and I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. Despite all the challenges, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix. So never give up. Life is all about possibilities. This is Qatar Airways. You can see the Qatar Airways, and I came to Seattle on Qatar Airways. So friends, it's a very small car, very beautiful car. Okay, and life is very challenging and full of ups and downs. Be resilient and be positive. My blood group is B positive, and I am positive by nature. And I am in Seattle, and I came to Seattle for the first time, and I am with my wife in Seattle, and I visited a couple of places in Washington state, and also some places in Oregon. So now I am in Seattle, and I came to Seattle first time, and more than 3 months I am in Seattle, and the weather is very pleasant right now, but overall the weather keeps changing. The weather in Seattle is unpredictable, and now we are entering into winter. It's cold in Seattle, and I think within 2 weeks or so we'll approach winter, and you can see mountains with snow from far distant places, and you will find snow in Seattle also. very soon. So now it's an opportunity for me to go for a walk. But once the snowfall is there, then we can't go out. So this is a challenge, and I have a chronic back pain for many years. In the sense, I have a chronic back pain since 2007 because of my continuous sitting and writing. And I have brain stroke and I have internal challenges. So lots of challenges are there. That's a different aspect. But now I prefer walking, and I am walking and talking and sharing my knowledge. So there are multiple advantages of doing things. Why I do that is that I go for walk. I enjoy walking, and second aspect is that I have a chronic back pain, so I have to walk too. Third thing is that I share my stories. I create my own stories and share them to make a difference and impact humankind. So I am a storyteller and I share my stories. And I am an author and researcher, and I published 53 books, and I published more than 300 research papers, and I published more than 1,000 articles. And I have made I made my debut in the year 2010, and did lots of things through my research. And I serve on the editorial board of DLO of Emerald. Then I serve on the editorial board of JVPL. So like that, lots of things I do it. I'm basically curious and creative by nature. I'm an author, researcher. So lots of things I'm doing despite having challenges. And now circling back to the story of Seattle. Seattle is a very beautiful city. It is more expensive than Dallas, and it is less expensive than New York. Seattle and Bellevue are closely connected, and Seattle and Bellevue are like twin cities of Telangana in India. So, and this Seattle is noted for entrepreneurship. So lots of companies are there in Seattle. They are thriving because they had a vision, and they started. When you look at Jeff Bezos, he started from garage, and he started with the books, and now he's a billionaire, and he does lots of things. And there are some companies like Amazon, then Microsoft, Costco, Boeing, Alaska, Nordstrom, Starbucks. These are all some companies. They are doing good, and these companies brought laurels to Seattle, and so precisely the entrepreneurship thrives in Seattle, and because these leaders they started very long back. They had entrepreneurial gear, and they started, and very few people succeeded. Majority of the entrepreneurs failed, and entrepreneurship is not an easy thing. It's very challenging one. So I am moving forward, and I'll circle back to my story, because I'm going to I'm waiting at the junction. Then I'll briefly explain. So just let me take a moment. So friends, this is the junction. you will find this is shopping mall. This is Seattle supermarket, and lots of outlets are there. You get seafood, vegetables, groceries. So lots of things you get. You can see the view from long. That is with the snow. Mountains you can see with snow, because winter is approaching. So let me take a moment, and because I am waiting at the center. Once I got clearance, now I'll walk and talk. Yeah, just this is Seattle round box, and so let me walk and talk. Okay, now I can talk, because here rules are very strict. We can't just cross the road unless we get permission. We can't cross. And Seattle is very beautiful, and more than 3 months I am in Seattle. I enjoyed. It's a lovely city, and people are amicable, adjustable, and they respect LGBT. They embrace diversity, and they are very friendly in Seattle. So I am very happy that I am in Seattle, and here people emphasize ethics and etiquette. So overall, it's a beautiful city. So I don't know whether I will come to Seattle next time, but currently I am in Seattle, and my younger son acquired masters, and he worked in Dallas. Then he moved to Seattle. I don't know where he will go to the next place, so that we can't predict. So what life can't be predicted. Life is not a straight line. So right now I am in Seattle, and I am with my wife. I am walking with my wife. It's very cold in Seattle, and the weather keeps changing in Seattle. Now the weather is sunny, right? Now coming to entrepreneurship is a very challenging one. Entrepreneurs, they work very hard, they take risk, and it's a big game. Entrepreneurship is a big game, and it's a calculated game, and you should be insanely ambitious. Let me assert, you have to be insanely ambitious to succeed as an entrepreneur, and things don't fall into the place, and everybody can't become an Elon Musk, right? So things don't fall into the place. Then again, you have to explore entrepreneurship, and I watched a couple of videos on entrepreneurship, technology, strategy, leadership. So I just recorded a small video of 3 minutes, and I'll upload. Now I just record and kept. So once upon my return, I'll upload the video on entrepreneurship. So this is briefly about entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is it's a big game, and it's a risk, and if you don't take risk, you can't grow in life, and you have to take calculated risks, and most of the times you fail, but then again you have to focus on your goals and keep moving. Then you have to network with the right-minded people. You should have the skills, abilities, and you have to focus on your goals clearly, and at the same time you have to relate entrepreneurship with kindness, right? Then again it might sound uh, uh, odd or weird, whatever it is. So you have to be very kind, and you have to hire the people, then you have to do lots of things. So I watched the videos of Reed, and he's a co-founder of LinkedIn, and he's a billionaire. He's in Seattle with his wife. I came to know only some 3-4 hours ago. So people from Seattle, I don't know why they are very successful, and people from Seattle, they have become successful entrepreneurs, especially Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. They are successful, and they have some entrepreneurial zeal, and they risked, they bet big and succeeded. When you look at Elon Musk, he was close to bankruptcy, and he averted, and finally again he succeeded. Now he has got 6 companies, and he's a kingmaker in USA. So lots of opportunities. It all depends upon the risk-taking capacity, and it's all about working hard, and it's all about embracing failures, and again learning. You have to learn lessons, and you have to keep moving. When you look at Donald Trump, he was close to bankruptcy. He's a real estate tycoon, and he became president of America. Now he's the president-elect in USA. I think in January 2025 he will be sworn in as the president of America, second term. That means I can say Trump too, right? So life is all about possibilities. Should never give up, keep moving and keep rocking. See, you are living on this beautiful planet for a limited time span. You have to utilize your time in such a way that you add value and impact. When you become an entrepreneur, you not only get money, you provide employment opportunities, and you serve the stakeholders, you get visibility, and lots of advantages. But again, you have to grow continuously, especially in view of the AI. We have to embrace artificial intelligence, and we have to network with the right kind of people, and we have to grow. So these are all the messages I am sharing with you. As I said, when I start walking, I share stories. Apart from stories, I share some of the my experiences and insights. So whatever you feel comfortable, you can take them and share with your networks. I have 4 blogs and 3 YouTube channels, and I am available on social networks. I have social media platforms. I am having LinkedIn. I am very strong, and secondly I have Amazon account. I published 53 books. So all these things are available. All that you have to do is you have to Google my name as Professor M.S. Rao. M means motivation, S for success, R-A-O. Professor M.S. Rao. When you Google, you will find lots of material about me. So this is briefly about entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is for brave-hearted, not for the faint-heart. And entrepreneurship is a big game. You have to very much play the game carefully, and you have to be rational, and you have to be ethical, and you have to grow. Entrepreneurship is about dog's world, in the sense fighting with his others. So you have to choose the right people, and you have to work, and you have to keep moving. So this is briefly about entrepreneurship. So I introduced myself, then I shared with you about entrepreneurship. Now I will briefly talk about my life. I was born on October 31st, 1963 in a tiny village in India, and I was born into a toxic family, grew up in a toxic environment, and my childhood was very chaotic. For 18 years I was at home. I could not enjoy my childhood, and I sometimes I used to collect the cash, sometimes I used to clean the dishes, sometimes I would prepare tea, sometimes I would sell the tea. So these were all the things I did in my childhood. And my father was totally disorganized and a litigant, alcoholic, and my mother is a disaster. And I was born into a toxic family. So these are all the challenges in my life. And so you can imagine the family I was born. Precisely, I blossomed from the mud of I blossomed like a lotus from the mud. So what you have to do is that where you are born doesn't matter. What matters is you have to impact. You have to create your own destiny. You have to lead positively, and you have to impact positively to impact humankind. And it is easier said than done. So given the kind of challenges I underwent, so you can imagine currently I am 61 with lots of challenges, but still I am not giving up. So we should be very positive about life, and we are gifted with a limited span on this beautiful planet. So we have to identify the important challenges, address them to impact humankind, right? So I am walking. So I am waiting for my bike, and I was walking fast. Okay, so at the age of 18, I joined Indian Air Force. I was lucky that I came out of my toxic family and grew as a healthy citizen and as a leader. And after I joined the Indian Air Force, I developed a positive attitude and grew as a leader. And I joined Indian Air Force on February 4th, 1982. I joined in Hyderabad. 5th February 1982, I went to Tamram and I took training. The life in military, as you know, very challenging and very tough. I had the cultural shocks. The way I used to eat, talk, everything was different. I gradually adapted and grew as a healthy citizen. Precisely, I was lucky that I came out of my toxic family, and I am grateful to Indian Air Force for what I am. At the same time, let me share with you that I was not a commissioned officer in the Indian Air Force. I served in the lowest rank of a corporal in the Indian Air Force for 12 years. Then after I joined Indian Air Force, every month I used to send money to support my parents. Then I gave my money for purchasing gold. Then I gave money to support my siblings, and I gave money to construct the house. Unfortunately, my siblings, they have taken everything. The whatever limited money was there, even that was snatched away by my own siblings. So you can imagine the kind of family I was born into. So God knows my challenges. I'm 61, still have lots of challenges. And two challenges I had in my life was in 2007 I had a business challenges. Then 2021 I had a brain stroke and I was on the bed. For 1 year I had challenges. I started going walking gradually. Still I am walking, but I still am not comfortable when I walk. It's a challenge, and I can't type with my right hand, and I can't eat with my right hand, and I can't type with my right hand. My right shoulder is numb. So lots of challenges. So despite that, I am recording through a smartphone, and holding my smartphone with my left hand is very stressful and painful. That too, it's cold in Seattle right now, and I'm holding because I want to share my story. That's why I'm recording. Why I'm recording is that I'm already 61. I want to keep my memories. That was one thing. Second thing, I am also sharing my stories with my connections. So when they appreciate and share with their networks, so that gives me happiness that yes, I have impacted in my own way, in a limited way. So that's why I'm sharing my stories. So these are all the things I'm doing, and everything happens for a reason. All that happens for good. So I'm very positive, and be positive. And my blood group is positive, and I am positive by nature. So this is about this. Then again, I acquired around 6 qualifications after I joined Indian Air Force, and acquired all qualifications through private education. Then again, people might think that I acquired my qualifications from reputed universities like Harvard or Cambridge, MIT, but the reality is that I discontinued my degree, then again I continued my degree, and I started my journey because I was in the Indian Air Force. I paid a condonation fee, and then again I continued in Indian Air Force. Usually degree takes 3 years, that is BSc, but for me it took more than 4 years because I am passionate about acquiring my knowledge and sharing my knowledge. So because of that, I acquired 6 qualifications. DME from Aeronautical Engineering from Indian Air Force, BSc from Andhra University, and MBA from IGNO, which is a correspondence course. Then PGDCLL when I was doing when I was in Jodhpur. Night college I attended, and then I got an MA from MA in Sociology. Then I got PGDBM from Ministry of Defence. These are all the qualifications and all through private education. And I started with the Telugu language and not English language. I am not gifted with a convent education, and I am not gifted with a regular education. So whatever came across, I avoid, and I am a slow learner. I pick up the threads very slow. That is the problem. But still, there is I am gifted with the power of imagination. So because of that imaginative power and creativity, I could publish 53 books. So then again, what happened? I left Indian Air Force after serving for 12 years because my father-in-law invited me to business. Then I joined. Unfortunately, my father-in-law and brother-in-law backstabbed, and I was in problems. So lots of problems in my life. One is I was born into a toxic family. Second, betrayal and backstabbing by my own father-in-law and brother-in-law. So all these challenges forced me, but still I survived. probably because I was born to do something big. So I am grateful to God for giving me this opportunity. It seems there is some divine force or power or God, whatever it is, that or spark that keeps me moving forward, and I keep moving. And as you know, everything happens for a reason. So I just survived. Then in the 2007, I left my business and became a faculty member. And 2000, then I joined for a Ph.D. And to join as a faculty member, my MBA helped me at that time, because MBA was a must to do to become a faculty member to teach engineering colleges. So that helped me, and then I joined for PhD in the month of December, and it was unexpected that I would join for PhD, but I am persistent by nature. And then in the month of December, I took admission. For that also, it was there were challenges. I talked to a couple of guides, PhD holders, advisors. Then I talked with one guide. Then he wanted some research papers. Then I showed some articles that I have published, and I shared some of the articles that I published in competitive magazines. Then I showed the printouts to the guide. Then I paid a fee of 10,000, and by the end of December 2007, I joined for PhD. I was so happy that very next year, that is next year 2008 January, rules were changed and fee was hiked, and if I had delayed, I wouldn't have got admission for PhD, because the rules were changed. Secondly, the fee was hiked, and even when I joined, I started with 10,000. I put 10,000 for PhD admission. So next year onwards, that is 2008, the fee was hiked. If I didn't get enough money, if the rules were not available, I think I wouldn't have joined for PhD. So friends, what you have to learn from life is that whenever you get opportunities, avail the opportunities. Stay curious and say yes to the opportunities. And so that's why I always tell, be curious and say yes to the opportunities. Don't delay the things. When you delay, you may not get these similar opportunities. In my case, I didn't get opportunities on a platter. Then I was searching, and then I got the opportunities. Then I joined for PhD. Then 2011, I got my PhD in soft skills. Then 2010, I made my debut as an author and published 53 books. And then I worked in private colleges as a faculty member and professor. But again, I worked in private colleges. They were not paying well. Sometimes they didn't pay salaries. It was very challenging situation. Then after serving in some colleges, then I left. Then I became a full-time author. Then again I wanted to become a professor, but again COVID was a dampener. Then again I had a brain stroke. So all these problems led me to this financial crisis and challenges. But I am very positive towards life. So life is an echo. If we do good things will come back to us. So I did certain good things that helped me, and I survived. So life is an opportunity. This is briefly about my life. And so let me take a viewpoint here. It's an excellent viewpoint. You can see buildings here. it's an excellent viewpoint. You can see medical center, then you can see Jefferson Park, and you can see the pigeons, then you can see the viewpoint of Space Needle, and beautiful buildings you can see. Excellent. And luckily it's not raining, but weather reports reveal that there will be heavy rain. Yesterday I could not go for a walk because of the rain, so today also there will be a rain. So luckily I took a risk and came out, so I'll return. So friends, I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and you can see a couple of places. You can see the aircrafts flying, you can see the view of mountains with the snow, and I'll slowly walk to a different place where I'll show you a different viewpoint. So you can see this is a Delta aircraft top. There are two airports in Seattle. One is I think there are two airports in one is Boeing and Alaska, I think, two airliners here. There are two airports, and you can hear the sounds of aircraft. Why? Because we are living very close to that place, and whenever I hear the sounds of aircraft, I get excited, I get goosebumps, because I served in the Indian Air Force, and I worked in Mi-17 as a Bowser operator. Then I worked in Mi-17 helicopters as a technician. So whenever I hear the sounds of aircraft, I get excited, rather I get goosebumps. Fine, okay. So now this is briefly about my journey. Now I will I am walking forward. I will take some other aspect that I would take about a new rule, that is Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. Okay, so there is a guy, he's walking and talking with a mobile. I think he's watching, I don't know. Good morning. Hey. He's enjoying coffee and he's listening. So people in America are really lucky. They are having lots of opportunities. I don't know when India will prosper, but I am very confident that by 2047 India will become a developed nation. So I am very optimistic about my own country, and I love my country. I am a nationalist, and secondly, I served in the Indian Air Force. So there is an element of patriotism in my blood, military background, my books, everything reflected my personality. I am a product of my own I'm a product of my own experiences. Okay, so now I'll briefly talk about Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. I create models, methods, perspectives, rules, then philosophy. So now I'll take Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. Then I'll think of my own philosophy later. So I'll go step by step, because I can't speak randomly. As since I taught for students and audiences, I go a methodical approach in teaching. Of course, in between people break, then again I reconnect and do. This is Emirates. This is aircraft by name Emirates, I think from Gulf. Whenever I hear the sounds of aircraft, I get goosebumps. Right, okay, now sorry for the So I wanted to speak about Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule, and my teaching is very methodical. In between I get disturbed, no problem. Then again I reconnect. Because as a professor I go a particular methodology of teaching. I stick to that. Okay, now I will focus on Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. Why I started Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule is that at the age of 18 I joined the Indian Air Force, and I started going for health run with my colleagues in the Indian Air Force. That was one reason. Secondly, I have been hitting gym for more than 40 years. I am a fitness freak too. Third thing, I have been waking up morning at 4 o'clock since 2007. So, and apart from this, I believe in learning, unlearning and relearning. So all these things helped me create my own rule, that is Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. This I started on 31st October 2024. It was unique. October 31st 2024 was unique. I was in Seattle. Of course, now also I am in Seattle. Second thing was that, and October 31st was my birthday, and I was born on Thursday. Second aspect. Third aspect was that October 31st was Halloween day. People celebrated Halloween. And fourth thing was that October 31st 2024 was Diwali day. So we celebrated Diwali. So because of these four aspects, I started Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. So this is the origin of Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. So just let me take a break for a moment. So this is the viewpoint. You can see T-Mobile Park. You can see skyscrapers, and you can see the Space Needle, and you can see the flyover. You can enjoy the Pacific Ocean, and you can see the containers, bridges from the very long distance, and you can see medical center. Then you can see this is Jefferson Park. So these are all the points you can enjoy. I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Ph.D. Google, you can Google on one thing. Then second, you can get videos on Professor M.S. Rao Ph.D. and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I think now the wind is fast approaching, so we have to, because as I said, the year weather keeps changing. The weather is unpredictable in Seattle. So I hope you have enjoyed the viewpoint here. Now I'll start my story on Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. So this Professor M.S. Rao rule I started, and why I had to start I explained. Now this is briefly about Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. Daily morning I wake up at morning 4 o'clock, and I read a lot, type a lot, and acquire lots of things. And throughout the day I generate content, I create content, lots of stuff I do it. And I have 43 years of experience, and I have an observation of 61 years. So I integrate all those things I generate. Then at the end of the day, I destroy unwanted things, eliminate unwanted folders. Precisely, I am the creator, I am the generator, and I am the destroyer. This is one more aspect. So these are all the aspects led me to explore Professor M.S. Rao's 4am rule. And just let me take a moment. The kid is there, very. Hi, how are you? Good morning. So I have the habit of talking to people. I open up conversation with unknown people, and I open up very quickly and I talk to them because I'm very curious and creative, and I talk to unknown people, and most of the times people appreciate, and when I find that people don't appreciate, then I stay away, because I don't want to get into any problems, and I don't want to get into any cultural shocks. So but I open up my conversation and I start the dialogue with unknown people, and most of the times people appreciate. So that's a very positive sign. Okay, now Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule helps in many ways. It helps check dementia. This Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule helps check dementia. It helps check decision fatigue. It helps check depression. So lots of advantages of this Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. And people have Alzheimer's disease, which is related to dementia, and people in USA, they have Alzheimer's disease. So this helps when you follow Professor M.S. Rao's rule. It helps you in many ways, and so I implore you to emphasize. I implore you to emphasize on walking and doing meditation, and emphasize swimming, and I implore you to pursue some hobbies, creative hobbies, so that they help you to unlock your potential, and you will be mindful, and you will be ethical, and you will lead your life very happily. When you follow Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule, you can integrate your mental energies, physical energies, spiritual energies, and emotional energies, and you can stay healthy, and you can get a joy. So these are all the advantages. There are lots of other advantages of following Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. So this is how we do it. So morning I wake up at 4 o'clock and I create the stuff, and of course for more than 3.5 years I am not able to read and write because of lack of mobility of my right shoulder and hand, and so I am watching videos, and I am slowly typing with my left hand. That is a different thing. Then I create, I generate, then and remove unwanted things at the end of the day. And before I go to the bed, I prepare a to-do list of what I have to do for the next day. So I prepare a to-do list. Next day morning I take 3 important tasks and execute them one by one, and 3 tasks I undertake every day morning, and I do things automatically. Why? Because before I go to the bed, at the end of the day, what I do, I give commands to my subconscious mind with a to-do list, so you can understand and appreciate the importance of the power of subconscious mind. Because of that, I maintained positivity, and when you emphasize the power of subconscious mind, you will stay healthy and you will maintain a daily routine. And morning I undertake 3 tasks and I work on them, and I am very persistent by nature. When you wake up in the morning, what happens? The entire day will be under your control, and there will be no distraction. You will be very creative, and you will be productive, and you achieve performance. So lots of advantages of waking up at 4 o'clock, and some of the leaders like Bob Iger of Disney and others, they are early birds. I am also an early bird. When you look at Tim Cook, he wakes up morning 3:45. He does. So that's how he operates, and I operate in my own way. because of my circadian clock. So let me briefly about circadian clock. Circadian clock or circadian rhythm or body clock, whatever it is, it's a fixed way of doing things in a systematic manner. So I stick to my body clock and I stick to circadian rhythm. And I wake up 4 o'clock and night 10 o'clock I sleep, and throughout the day I acquire knowledge and share my knowledge and remove unwanted things. That's how I do it. And afternoon I take a break so that I can recharge myself. I take a break, I sleep. So like that I do it. This is my body clock, or you can call it as circadian rhythm. So I follow that, and everyone has their own system. Everyone has their own body clock. So this is briefly about circadian rhythm. So when you wake up in the morning, the entire day will be under your control, and you will be productive, and you will be very happy, and you can eliminate distractions. At the same time, there are people, they are not night owls, in the sense they have different rhythm. They sleep late night owls. I am a morning man. There are people, they do work up to the night, throughout the night. So they are not night owls. So we have to respect them, because people have their own priorities, and we can't force the people. But ideally it's good if you wake up in the morning 4 o'clock, so you will get lots of advantages. But we can't force the people, because everyone has their own priorities. Some people work part-time, sometimes people work full-time, sometimes people work hybrid, some people work remote, some people work in different sectors, so they can't stick to the 4 a.m. Rule. Okay, so this is briefly about Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. And so friends, what I would share with you is that whatever is relevant and appropriate, please accept. Whatever is not relevant and whatever is not appropriate, please discard, because everyone has their own requirements, and certain things we have to discard. As I said, life is all about learning, unlearning and relearning, and the decisions also not correct. Sometimes we make decisions, and most of the times decisions will go wrong. We can't help. It's part of the life, but we have to learn and we have to keep moving so that we can impact the world. So, and I was interviewed by many people which are more or less related to my daily routine. That is my routine is 4 o'clock. So I was interviewed by a website, my morning routine, I think 6 to 7 years back. I don't remember the years. I was interviewed. So I'm very clear that what I say, I'm very consistent and I'm very persistent. I go to gym regularly, I'm very consistent, and I'm very persistent means I won't give up. I keep moving. People give up, but it's not good. You have to take things and you have to move forward. And for me, a short pencil is better than a long time memory. So whatever I write, I execute. I write the things. So whenever I get any ideas, so I scribble them, write them on a Word document, then I have to execute them. People have ideas, and everybody has ideas, but people don't capture the ideas. First thing is, you have to capture the ideas. A short pencil is better than a long time memory. So we have to capture the ideas. That's one first step. Second thing is that we have to execute them. So when you do so, you will be able to achieve the results. So this is briefly about Professor M.S. Rao's 4 a.m. rule. So I I introduced myself, then I shared with you about Seattle and entrepreneurship, then I shared with you briefly about my life, then I shared with you Professor M.S.Rao's 4M rule. Now I will briefly talk about philosophy, my own philosophy. Recently I started creating my own philosophy, and again you might think how I get ideas. I get ideas mostly when I walk. People get ideas in different ways. Some people get ideas in the washroom, bedroom, and whereas in my case I get ideas on classroom. Then I get ideas when I walk. So whatever the ideas I get, I capture them, and especially when I teach, then again students or the audience provoke me. So when they provoke me, then immediately I just write down, then later on I will take them into execution. That's how I do it. So first of all we have to capture the ideas, right? So two things resonates my life is that I believe in continuous learning. Second thing is I take feedback. If it's a negative feedback or positive feedback, I take. These two aspects are the hallmarks of my service. So I take feedback from my books, I take feedback from my students, I take feedback from unknown people. Even if they criticize, I don't mind, because life is a learning curve, so we have to take in a very positive way. So I started exploring about philosophy. So I published so many books, so many things. So why should I not explore my own philosophy? So this idea flashed on my mind when I was walking in Seattle. I think some 20 days back or so, I got an idea. So I captured the idea. Just a minute, I think when a guy is coming, I'll talk to him, and I interviewed that guy. He comes with three, what is that called? Three dogs. He's a veteran. I'll talk to him. I'll talk with him today. Good morning, my friend. How are you? How is your health?
Good.
So I'll go back to India after 2 months.
After what?
After 2 months I'll go to India.
Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta stay here for the winter though.
Yeah. I'll be here for 2 more months. Then I'll go back to India. Then again I'll come here. So how is your health?
I wanted to ask you, where can I buy your book at?
Huh?
Where can I buy your book?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. I told you can purchase my book
Where?
on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can purchase my book Amazon. See the Light in You.
Yeah. Okay.
And I published a video. I published your interview also on YouTube. You didn't check it? Now, so you check on YouTube.
I don't want to look at.
You check on YouTube, Professor M.S.Rao Ph.D. and you can find my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I won't be here. I may go somewhere else. So this is how we are connected.
Okay.
As I said, I talk to people and connect with them. So what did you learn from me? I just want to ask you, my friend.
What did I learn from you?
Yeah.
I
Oh, okay. Fine. Then I enjoy your books. Eckhart Tolle, that books, mindfulness books. You have the books, Eckhart Tolle.
can't tell.
Eckhart Tolle. What's the name? Some books on
Eckhart
mindfulness.
Tolle?
Eckhart Tolle. I don't know the. Yeah. What is the? How can I pronounce?
Eckhart.
Eckhart Tolle, and he's a very
Tolle.
yeah.
Eckhart Tolle.
That guy is a famous author, and he talks about mindfulness. I also talk about mindfulness.
Yeah. I got a.
You purchased his books, right?
There's a
Yeah.
app on. I just found out about on for veterans
But
mindfulness.
I know you are a veteran and I am also a veteran. I am an Indian Air Force veteran and you are a.
I tried one of them. It's really good.
You are
good mindfulness.
You are American veteran and I am an Indian Air Force veteran. So that's how we are connected. I am from ex-military, you are from ex-military. That's the thing.
From what?
I was in military.
Mercury?
I was in military. Sorry, please empathize with me. My Indian accent is different, and you speak with your American accent. Take care of your health.
That's what I learned from you. I have an American accent.
American accent. You speak, and I speak with Indian accent.
I never heard of that before.
No, that's
I never heard that I had an American.
Your name I forgot. What's your name?
Wayne.
W-A-Y-N-E.
W-A-Y-N-E, yeah.
What is the full name?
I don't want to say my last.
Okay then. Even I won't tell my name to others. I only tell them that I am a Professor M.S. Rao.
Yeah, okay. You already told me your name.
Okay, these are lovely dogs. They are very cute and very sweet, and they are very loyal to you. You don't have children?
I have a son.
Yeah, where is he? Your son?
What?
Where is your son?
Where?
Where is your son?
Where?
Your son, where is he?
Are you filming me now?
No, I won't film. Okay, just we will talk. Okay then. Okay then.
He's in Washington. He's about 30 miles away.
He's in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And you are alone here? You are alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Oh, okay, no, good. I am with my wife. I am going.
Oh, you're with your wife?
I am with my wife. I am walking.
Where are you going to go next?
No, I am going to my home. Then I will go to India.
After 2 months?
After 2 months. Less than 2 months.
What, are you going to stay here in Seattle for 2 months?
Yeah, 2 months. Less than 2 months. I am in Seattle. Then again I will come to Seattle next time. So,
next time?
Yeah. We will cross our paths.
What?
We will cross our paths.
You like Seattle then?
Seattle is very beautiful.
Yeah.
Emerald City. Emerald City, Seattle, beautiful city. Full of entrepreneurs here. And people are very amicable, adjustable and very nice people. Very warm.
Nice in the summertime. Rains
Okay.
too much now.
Take care. Bye. All the best. Yeah. So friends, as I said, I talked to people and I talked with this guy, Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E. So I spoke with him and I discussed with him and I uploaded a video, right? I think 1 month back I uploaded a video. That guy is an American veteran. He served in the American military and I served in the Indian Air Force. That's why he came very close with me. So I enjoyed my conversation with him, and he reads books on mindfulness, Eckhart Tolle. So I can't pronounce properly because I have an Indian accent. That's one thing. Second thing, I had a brain stroke and sometimes I'm stammering, sometimes I'm repeating the same story. This is the problem after the brain stroke. So fine, whatever it is, I had a brain stroke and the good news is that I survived from my brain stroke. Okay, so I was, friends, I was talking about, I'll circle back to my story. I was talking about my own philosophy, right? The wind is not favorable, so it's the weather is unpredictable in Seattle. So now again it's very cloudy. Fine. So let me circle back to my story on philosophy. So I wanted to create my own philosophy, and an idea flashed on my mind. Then and I started writing, and first I wrote philosophy on my MS Word document. Then I started creating a little bit of content with my left hand, Then I created my quotes and I created template. And as you know, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So I take the first step, not only first step, and I take initiative and I take the first step and I'll complete it. Right? A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. I always take first step. I take initiative. Not only that, I execute the things, unlike others. Right? So I started my own philosophy. Then I just googled what is Professor M.S. Rao's philosophy. Then I was so much excited by looking at my search engine result on Google. Professor M.S. Rao's philosophy is health first, education second, and wealth third. He harnesses technology. That was the first result I got on Google. I was on cloud 9. Really, it was a aha moment for me. And then I started going to different pages. Then I already published an article, what is your leadership philosophy? Then again when I googled, then I came to that I already published a research paper on stoicism, and I mentioned about Socrates in my books, and I shared with my students and audiences. So I felt I was very much excited. That means it's the power of universe. That means things were aligning, and it was a positive sign, good sign. Then I started working on that. I think it's more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I started reading about my own philosophy. Then I just googled who is Socrates. Then I came to that Socrates is known as the father of philosophy, which I didn't know. I am very curious and creative, right? So then again I started exploring further. Then I started thinking from the perspective of Socrates. Then I checked for different philosophy types: nihilism, stoicism, pragmatism. Then I thought of creating my own philosophy from the perspective of education. I just wanted to create an educational philosophy tentatively, but as I go along, then I will have a clarity, then I will create my own philosophy. It's not standard, it's not, my philosophy is not standard right now, it's flexible, and I have to think again, create, but at least I'm happy. The good news is that I just started my own philosophy. Then again I just looked at, then I created some of my attributes of my life, like truth. Then I gave a tagline, truth is wisdom. That the Professor M.S. Rao's philosophy is, I just created my own philosophy with a tagline, truth is wisdom. So like this I started creating. Then I created, I searched the words that are close to my personality, such as universe, truth, power, empathy, humanity, virtue, attitude, gratitude. So these are all the words I have noted down on the Word document. Then I will then again as I go along, more and more words I will find out from my books, and I will create my own philosophy. So this is how I started, and I started from the it's an educational philosophy, and which is a pragmatic one, not a theory one. People go for a theory, but I believe in practical aspect, that is a dogmatism. So like this I started moving. Then I was interviewed by a person some 3 days back. He interviewed me about my health challenges. Then he started talking about philosophy. I was very much excited. I didn't know that he believes in philosophy. Then he showed me book Gita. Yeah, I say Bhagavad Gita. Then I told him that I I I gift Bhagavad Gita for people at a discounted price. And on Amazon we get books at discount prices. I used to buy and I used to give to some people in the gym. So it was a kind of goosebumps when I heard that that guy is from Ireland, and he believes into Hinduism, and he read Gita, I mean Bhagavad Gita. Then he talked various aspects of Yama and like that, So I was very much excited. So now I started going in that direction. I am going in the direction of philosophy. So when the universe is powerful, the power of universe, I would say. So when I want something, then I automatically get it. So for example, I want to overcome my brain stroke. So I am overcoming. Right now, I will overcome the challenges of my brain stroke, and I will be able to eat with my right hand, and I will be able to type with my right hand. So it's all because of the power of universe. Whatever you want, you will get. So I started researching about philosophy, that is educational philosophy, and this will be a lifetime philosophy, and this will be the last one, and probably I will write a book on my own philosophy. So like that, lots of things I want to do it, but my brain stroke is a dampener. My health is a dampener, but yeah, I'm overcoming. So this is briefly about my philosophy, and much is in the store, and I will do a lot of research. And I published 53 books. Now I want to publish a book tentatively titled Survivor, where I would like to share the challenges of my brain stroke, challenges of my health and financial aspects, and I want to share how I was betrayed by my family members, toxic members. I would like to share them through storytelling. So I will publish a book tentatively titled Survivor, which is a memoir. And throughout my life, I never stick to one particular area of education, because I acquired 6+1 7 qualifications. I acquired, all were not related. Why? Because I didn't have any coach, I didn't have a mentor, nobody sponsored, nobody funded. It's all my money, with limited money, and through private education, and nobody helped me financially. On the other hand, I was backstabbed by my own family members. So that is a different thing. So I don't have a guide, that's the problem. I don't have a mentor, that's the problem. So that's why I started Vision 2030, 1 million global leaders, to groom students as global leaders. So I have trained more than 50,000 students as global leaders. And again, COVID was a dampener, and my brain stroke was a dampener. So I am sharing my knowledge online. This is again aircraft. So all challenges. So my education was through private education, and there was no consistency in my education. The only consistency was that I acquired education. Second, similarly, I have the same problem with my books also. I published books in different areas, like I started with the non-fiction, then I wrote about teaching, training, education, executive education, mindfulness, diversity. Then I want to write a my own memoir, not memory, memoir. Now I also want to write a book on my own philosophy. So these are all the things I'm doing, and still I have to do. I other 60 books, 53 only I published, 7 are still pending. Publishers are coming forward to publish, but my health is not permitting. I have to update, because I have to update the facts and figures. Things have changed very fast, especially after the COVID. Then again, AI has revolutionized everything, and Chat GPT came. There is a lot of plagiarism, and there is a disinformation and misinformation. So lots of challenges are there, right? So I have to edit and update my 7 books and publish. Then I will write a memoir. Then I will write my own philosophy. So these are all the goals I am having. So everything comes down to my health. So if I had a guide, if I had a coach, if I had a mentor, my life would have been better. Now everything I had to do of my own through private education, and mostly I failed. Then again I learned, then again I moved. That's how I led my life. So these are all the challenges, and so since I didn't have coach, mentor and guide, then I thought grooming students as global leaders. So these are all the things I am doing. So much is in store. Now I am reaching my home, and I would like to share a couple of aspects. As I said, I'll share some ideas. Embrace change, embrace technology, embrace failures. The only thing constant in this world is change. If you don't change, you will be left out from the world. So you have to change. Then second, embrace failures. Failure is only a comma, not a full stop, right? 2. Then third thing, embrace technology. I am not a tech savvy, I am not digital savvy. This is one more challenge. So these are all the challenges, these are all the opportunities. So life is all about possibilities. So now I'll wrap up my story. So friends, as a professor, I have a structured method of teaching or sharing, whatever it is you call it. So I introduced myself. Then second, I shared with you about Seattle story with entrepreneurship. Then I shared with you briefly about my life. Then I shared with you Professor M.S.Rao's 4M rule. Then I shared with you my philosophy. So in between, I came across a guy, Wayne. He's an American veteran. He's so very old. He came with 3 little dogs, puppies. So I interviewed him, and I saw his 2 books on mindfulness. So he loved it. So the problem for him and for me is very simple. Is American. He speaks from American accent. I speak from Indian accent. So it's very big challenge. But somehow I managed to communicate with Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E. That guy is a veteran. So these are all the stories I am sharing. So I am walking and sharing all these things. So whatever you feel comfortable, you can take it, and you can share with your networks. Now I'll go for the option. That is, I want to see my option. So friends, so to conclude, life is beautiful, life is amazing, life is creative, life is a magic, life is all about possibilities. Enjoy the journey. Don't think too much about the unpleasant past, that will never come back. Don't think excessively about the future, that we can't predict. So learn to live in the present. Enjoy every moment of your life. Be authentic, be ambitious, and embrace failures, embrace change, embrace technology, and emphasize humanity, emphasize empathy, and practice gratitude with gratitude.